Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. But guys, the APA playoffs. The St. Louis Rampardos are taking on the South Texas Sableyes and coach in vivid color for week 1 of the playoffs. As you guys know, we have worked our way tirelessly to win 9 straight games to finish the season, 10 wins and 2 losses, and we finished with the #1 seed in the league. We're taking on in vivid color, who is 6-6 in the season. We battled a few times. Most recently, I remember my Weezing holding out with 1 health to beat his ALOLA Doug Trio, if I'm not mistaken, in an epic battle a few months back. But yeah, all of that means absolutely nothing, because this is the only match that matters now. If we win this match, we move to the next round. If we lose, we go home sad and defeated. But in the meantime, I want to tell you guys a few things. One, if you guys didn't see my playoff team that I picked, you can check that out in the description below. I drafted a team, or not really drafted, but I picked a team based on the previous 3 teams. You can see what I have: Tornadus, Mimikyu, Donphan, Victini, Lopunny, Rotom, etc. You can see that there. You see my opponent's team. We'll talk about that shortly. But check out that if you want to see my logic as to why I picked the team I picked. I don't necessarily feel like Vivid picked the team I thought he was going to pick going into the first round. Kind of threw me off guard. Like Chandelure and stuff like that are really big problems. So we're going to have to kind of work around that. But going to be an interesting one. Otherwise, WBE My Battle League is going to be coming out very soon. We haven't even announced it yet, but I'm going to give you guys the first announcement that June 8th and June 9th is going to be our draft stream. So you guys can watch that live on my Twitch channel at 11 o'clock in the morning. Now, we're going to release a trailer and stuff to tell you guys that, but because you're my homies, I'm going to give you that first look. So hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and that's that, man. Let's kind of jump into things. I think it's time. Hopefully, you know, we can come up with a W. Let's talk about his team. He's got a Zygarde 50%, massive threat, could be Subcoil, could be like Dragon Dance, could be Choice Banded. It's a problem. Zeraora, another problem. Very fast threat, super quick, can kind of Volt Switch around, gets Grass Knot, Plasma Fist, very hard hitting Electric type. Silvally, which is kind of annoying because it can run multiple types. I won't really know what type it is until I get into battle with it. Also can run Parting Shot, which is just annoying. Chandelure, which is a very powerful fire and ghost type Pokemon, which has Flash Fire, can protect his Scissor. Seismitoad and Poliwhirl are his 2 like defensive kind of stealth rock setters. Obviously one has a massive weakness to grass moves, but he can run Rindo Berry. Mega Scissor, very powerful steel type Pokemon with its priority Technician Bullet Punch. Necrozma is a massive threat. Autotomized weakness policy kind of runs through my team. I have to be very careful there. Photon Geyser is also a very powerful attack, so I have to kind of keep those things in mind. Hydreigon, powerful Dragon Dark type with Levitate, so it kind of dodges and can remove hazards with Defog, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Deontay is just a bulky fairy that sets up rocks and kind of just be really bulky and annoying with Moonblast and Diamond Storm. And then Garbodor is a bulky poison type Pokemon that can run like Toxic Spikes and stuff like that. So in terms of the 6 I think he's going to bring, I have them on the screen. I think Poliwhirl can be interchanged in here. I think Chandelure can be interchanged in here. I don't anticipate Deontay. I don't anticipate Garbodor. I don't really think he brings Chandelure, but he might. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting. So let's talk about my team and what I am bringing, because that's what we're here for, right? Ta-da. Okay. I'm bringing Lopunny, kicking things off with Mega Lopunny. We've got the Limber, Ice Punch, Return, High Jump Kick, Fire Punch. Pretty standard. Fire Punch for Scissor, Ice Punch for Zygarde. Hitting everything else really hard with Return. High Jump Kicks there for Poliwhirl primarily, and also kind of a neutral hit, because he doesn't really have much to switch into that. Necrozma is his best way to deal with my Lopunny. The only way for me to break Necrozma is Power Up Punch Last Resort, but then I can't hit the Scissor or the Zygarde as hard, so I kind of like that. I've got a lot of attack, Adamant, a little bit of bulk. I actually have a almost max HP, because I don't really need the speed. I really only need to outspeed, I guess it's the Hydreigon, right? Because everything else is going to be, it's just the Zeraora on the high end. So that's the nice thing, I get to run Adamant. I'm bringing Victini, obviously. It wouldn't be a playoff match. It wouldn't be the Rampardos or the Vikavolt if I didn't bring Victini, especially offensive Victini this week, because Bandit doesn't really do much to him when he has Hydreigon and Zeraora, or I'm sorry, and Zygarde and things like that. The special set is going to serve as our primary wall breaker, as he doesn't have very good switches to this. Blue Flare, Glaciate, Energy Ball, and Dazzling Gleam. Energy Ball's there for the Seismitoad. Blue Flare hits the Necrozma really hard. Dazzling Gleam is for Hydreigon. We do outspeed that thing by 1 point. And then Glaciate is for the Zygarde. And if he's not defensive, we actually do one-shot him with Glaciate. And we lower his speed, which is very important when you think of Dragon Dancing and things like that. If he tries to set up on me, I could slow him down, etc. So Glaciate's a really important move, and you'll see I kind of have some text similar to that as we kind of move forward. I've got Mimikyu here, which is running the Mimikium Z with Jolly Nature to outspeed the Zygarde. Shadow Claw, Swords Dance, Shadow Sneak, and Play Rough. The objective of this team here is to weaken things, get up Sticky Webs if needed, which we'll talk about with Slurpuff, and then set up a Swords Dance and win the game. You might be like, why are you running Mimic EMZ when he has the Scyther, or the Scissor rather? My hope is to eliminate the Scissor early, and you've seen that so far I've shown you 3 Pokemon, 2 of the 3 beat Scissor, and I'll show you the other 3 actually beat Scissor as well. So 5 of my 6 Pokemon beat Scissor, and once Scissor goes down, and Mimikyu should be able to sweep this game. Obviously Hydreigon's a problem, Dark Pulse flinching is a thing. I hope he just doesn't bring Hydreigon, makes my life much easier. I think he will, but if Hydreigon is another thing, I have things to bait that. You'll kind of see my strategy as we go through here. I've got Tornadus here, F5. We're rocking a Timid set with pretty much max HP, a lot of special defense, a lot of physical defense. There's very specific calcs. This thing is designed to actually outspeed Zygarde, but underspeed Hydreigon, so that's kind of interesting. So I actually put it right in between the two. So if Hydreigon is max speed, which he would be for Mimikyu, he'll actually be fast to me, so if he U-turns out, I U-turn after him. I've got the knockoff, U-turn, Icy Wind, Heat Wave for the Scissor, knockoff for things like Chandelure, Icy Wind for Zygarde, as you can probably imagine, just slowing things down, Zeraora, etc. And then that Assault Vest allows us to switch into that Chandelure, which is a massive problem. Also allows me to switch into Hydreigon really well and just U-turn out, so that's really good too. I've got Slurpuff here, which is rocking a defensive Slurpuff set, Dazzling Gleam, Flamethrower, Toxic, and Sticky Web. I've got the Babiri Berry, man. That's going to be a steel-reducing berry, so his Bullet Punch and his Flash Cannon from those 2 particular Pokemon, the Scissor and the Hydreigon, are going to be resisted or at least reduce damage. I can one-shot the Hydreigon with Dazzling Gleam, I can do a tremendous amount to the Scissor, and I can set up Sticky Web. His 3 defoggers are Hydreigon, Scissor, and Silvally. I don't anticipate Silvally coming. If it comes, then this strategy doesn't really work as well, but that's fine. The other 2 Slurpuff beats because of the berry, and Toxic is there for things like Necrozma, Poliwhirl, whatever, if I can't beat them. I don't necessarily need webs. This match isn't about like getting webs up in turn 1. That's not what this is about. It's about finding an opportunity for Slurpuff to set up webs. The webs really help with Scarfers and Zeraora to allow Mimikyu to outspeed those 2 Pokemon, primarily, obviously. And again, it's not essential to the team composition, but if I can get up webs and it works against this team, then we're going to use it. And then last but not least is Donphan, which is probably one of the most important pieces of this team. We're rocking another unique set with just a little bit of attack, max HP, some defense, a lot of special defense, Earthquake, Fire Fang, Ice Shard, Play Rough. Ice Shard for Zygarde and Hydreigon, Play Rough for the Hydreigon switch in. If he predicts an Earthquake, I could just go for the nice Play Rough. And I've got the Assault Vest that allows me, if he has a Life Orb, Zeraora, I can actually take 2 Grass Knots if he's uninvested. Very important to note there. I can also, there's a lot of calcs on this thing. I could live 2 Timid Fire Blasts from Chandelure. I could live 2 Banded Adamant, what is this? Adamant 1000 Arrows, so 2 Banded 1000 Arrows. I can live 2 Life Orb Grass Knot uninvested from Zeraora. So very specific EV spreads. I actually went and I ran a plethora of calcs to get this team where I want it to be. And obviously we left some things off the roster. So I didn't bring Tyrantrum because I felt like that Zygarde is just setup fodder. He has a lot of things that kind of outspeed it. The Seismitoad can stop it. It's kind of slow. I didn't bring the Bronzong because I was really concerned about the Hydreigon and the Scissor and things like that, which is set up all over Bronzong. Dino is not really considered. Rotom was considered, but I realized with him having a Seismitoad and a Zeraora and a Zygarde, I can't Volt Switch, and that's really the bread and butter there. And then Garbodor, I didn't really feel like was that useful in this matchup as he has that Necrozma. So the way we win this game is by getting rid of the Scissor and either eliminating or weakening the Hydreigon and sweeping with Mimikyu. That is 1,000,000% how we win this game. Or do something very similar but have Lopunny win the game, which can actually beat those 2 with Fire Punch and High Jump Kick or Return or whatever it might be on the Hydreigon. So it kind of, we have 2 different game plans. Either Victini or Lopunny win the game for us. And then the ways we lose this game is really Necrozma with Weakness Policy, Autotomize. I think that would be a massive problem. I could see the Zeraora being problematic. If he's like a Calm Mind set, he could actually be a little bit tricky to deal with. If I don't have webs up, because I don't really have the best ways to switch into that thing. I mean, I have Mimikyu as a backup plan, but that's kind of my thought there. Things like Poliwhirl can be very difficult for this team to take down. I really have to use Victini effectively against that to beat it, and I may have to throw some stuff at stuff to get rid of it, but you got to keep in mind the game plan at the end of this match is to end up in a situation where Mimikyu or Lopunny can win the game, and Mimikyu is really the key to that with setting up a Swords Dance, then breaking through his team. Like +2, Mimic EMZ like decimates a lot of his team. We don't have to worry about Play Rough missing. So that's our plan. That's our game plan. We're going to go into this match. Going to do our absolute best against Vivid. He's gotten a lot better as a battler. He's a good battler. I really want to win this one. I put in a good amount of time for prep. I feel ready. I feel as ready as I could be, man. I feel like I got the right team. So let's do it. I'm going to connect to the battle, and I'll see you guys in the match. Alright guys, we are back and connected to Vivid. Let's find out exactly which 6 Pokemon he's going to be bringing in this battle. and our playoff showdown, man. I'm definitely looking forward to this one, man. I'm also looking forward to it being done. I've spent a lot of time preparing for this one, so I'm hopeful that we can come out on top. But he does bring a lot of the things I kind of expected. The Poliswine instead of the Seismitoad. Again, not surprising there. Excuse me there. So we'll get Poliswine on the way out. Scissor, Necrozma, Zygarde, Zeraora, and Hydreigon. So kind of exactly what I expected. That's fine. My dedicated lead in this match was Lopunny. It matches up pretty well against everything except for like Zeraora and some stuff like that, but it can work. So I'm gonna lead off with my Lopunny as I had initially planned to. There's nothing else I really want to lead with. I do like webs this match, as I had kind of alluded to earlier. He does have two potential defoggers, both the Hydreigon and the Scissor. So, okay. He said, I didn't put an item on my Zeraora. I'm gonna let time run down. Please see this and don't pick the lead. Okay, so we did that. Okay, so we're gonna actually withdraw everything. We're not gonna pick a lead, and we're gonna get reconnected here, and I'll see you guys shortly as we do that. So, okay. All right, we're back. I'm locked in. Lopunny's my lead. I told you guys that. He's got an item on Zeraora now. That's pretty cool. Generally, when people forget items, it's usually a Z Crystal. I don't really see Zeraora carrying a Z Crystal in this match, but I could be wrong. I mean, out of the Pokemon that he has, it's definitely his best Z Crystal user. Maybe Hydreigon, but maybe he's running like Grassium Z or something. I don't know what he would run on it. I really have no idea. But I'm gonna just keep it in the back of my head that he could be a Z Crystal. I don't think Vivid would be the kind of person who would mess with his team anyway, so I'm not worried about that. He's a good dude. So I'm not stressing. He just probably forgot the item. It's all good, man. We're gonna get connected here. I take these matches seriously, but I've learned in my time of doing this that you can't take them too seriously. I always remind myself that. Can't take it too seriously, man. It's all gotta be fun. If it's not fun, why do it, man, you know? So anyway, let's do it. Let's see what he's gonna lead with. I'm leading my Lopunny. I already know what I'm doing. Hopefully he leads Poliswine. I can just high jump kick. He's gonna lead Spectrum, which is Internet, and that's gonna be the Necrozma. That is the thing I did not want to see leading off under any circumstances, because it's very difficult for me to deal with. So I'm gonna have to immediately switch out, unfortunately. I mean, I could take a Photon Geyser, but I'm gonna immediately switch out. I'm going right into my Victini. I'm not even gonna think about this. I'm just gonna go right into Victini. I'm gonna click Blue Flare. He's probably gonna Photon Geyser or Stealth Rock, one of the two. And my play here always is going to Victini here. Because he probably Photon Geysers. He Thunder Waves, so he actually misses his T-Wave, which is amazing for me. Big miss there. I'll take that all day. I'm gonna Blue Flare. I don't care if he paralyzes me. Victini still does work, so I'm gonna Blue Flare. Hopefully this does over half to him. I don't care if he paralyzes me. That does a lot. He's offensive. I get a burn. The Hacks has been in my favor today. Let's see if he T-Waves again. He is gonna T-Wave. He hits it this time. Okay. He's at, let's say, 30%, and he's burned, so, like, I'm all about that. That was a good start for me. Some hacks for him, but I will take that. That puts me in a situation where I actually could probably D-Gleam. Or I could just go for another Blue Flare here. Honestly, Blue Flare hits a lot of his team. Dazzling Gleam's nice, though, in case he wants to switch out, but if he tries to heal up with a Moonlight, Blue Flare's the best place. We're gonna Blue Flare. I'm just gonna Blue Flare. But Necrozma is one of the biggest kind of threats to the team, so the fact that I got this thing down to like 30% and burned is really, really nice. And I'm honestly okay with this happening, because even though Victini is paralyzed, which does stink, it's not the end of the world. It still can come in on the Scissor. It can still pressure stuff, you know, in a situation, and it can be used as death fodder if I need it to be. So we'll see if he goes Hydreigon. We'll see if he just hits me with a Dark Pulse. We'll see if he Stealth Rocks, see if he Moonlights, anything like that. He's gonna Dark Pulse, so he's gonna try to get a flinch here. This is definitely an offensive set. It's gonna do a lot. Hopefully you don't get flinched or paralyzed. I do get flinched. That's kind of a bummer. Alright, so I'm actually gonna make a play here. I'm actually gonna save this thing. I'm gonna go right onto my F5. We'll see if he predicts that. I might go for a Photon Geyser or something this time, or maybe go for Stealth Rocks. Hopefully he doesn't go for Rocks. The Rocks have to be on the Poliswine, right? Let's see what he goes for. He's gonna Dark Pulse again. Totally fine by me. He's gonna find out I'm Assault Vest. I'm not worried about it. Does very little. And because of the burn, I actually can just U-turn out of here, or I could just go for a knockoff. Either one works. I tend to like U-turn because that keeps the, that allows me to go into my Donphan or my Victini again. I believe either one will work, so I'm just gonna go for the U-turn, because I don't want to let the, I'm gonna try to keep, let's just knock him out. Okay, so Torn gets the kill there, not bad. Tone kills Necrozma with U-turn. Okay. Now I have to decide what I want to go into. I could actually bait with Slurpuff here, which isn't a bad option. I can actually go right into my my Lopunny again if I wanted to. Lopunny actually kind of wreaks havoc on his team. Donphan's super duper good, but it just brings in Polisway and lets them set up hazards. I really would like to try to avoid those hazards if I can. So if I go Lola, that brings in Zero Aura, and we can make some switches. I can also go Victini, but I think Lola's good here, because it really is going to hurt something. If I go Lola, though, he definitely goes Zero Aura, in which case I have to make the Donphan play. If I go Victini, he could go Poliswine and set rocks. He could also go Zygarde. Not the end of the world. I can always make some plays around that. I feel like I save Victini for Death Fodder here. I mean, honestly, Mimikyu's not a bad option because I can Z-move into something. But it's my late game plan. But I honestly feel like maybe Lopunny could be my late game plan now instead. Donphan's so good, but it brings in Poliswine, and I just don't want to do that. I just don't want to bring in the Poliswine right now. Because he's going to get rocks up. And rocks are kind of annoying. Do I go Lopunny? It brings Zero Aura in, though. Do I go Victini? It's tough. I think I go... I'm going to go Lopunny. I'm going to go Lopunny. That's a tough play. That's a tough play. It's like, what do I bring in? I think this is forcing the Zero Aura in, which is unfortunate. I'm trying to keep the Poliswine off the field, but maybe I should have went Donphan. Maybe I should have made a prediction, just went Donphan and then hard swapped into Lopunny. I don't know. I mean, Lopunny looks so good now that Necrozma's gone. So that's pretty massive. That's pretty massive, actually. Because I'm almost thinking that it's in my best interest to actually shift my strategy now and go away from trying to win with Mimikyu and try to win with Lopunny instead, because with webs up, the only thing that really does anything to Lopunny would be the Scarf Hydreigon, and he has a Draco Meteor to really do anything, or Superpower, and not a huge, it's not like the biggest thing in the world. I would imagine he goes Zero Aura here. I would imagine he goes Zero Aura. At which point I can just sack off my Victini if I want to. I can. That's where the prediction game comes in. And then I can get Donphan out there, and then I get Earthquake. But again, the Poliswine is such a massive problem. That Poliswine is problematic. Here comes Bastet, which is going to be the Zero Aura. So, I got to switch again. I got to go into my my Donphan. It's my 100% play. I'm going to save my Victini. I'm going to go Donphan. I don't think he Grass Knots. I don't think he Grass Knots. He Close Combats or Plasma Fist or Volt Switches. I don't think he Grass Knots on this play. That's too risky of a play. You lose your Zero Aura if you misplay it. He's going to Plasma Fist. That's perfect. Okay, now I have to decide, do I Earthquake or do I play rough predicting the switch into Zygarde? Or, I'm sorry, Hydreigon. I think I play rough. I think I play rough. You could also expect a Stealth Rock. Play rough's kind of a good play. I love to Earthquake, but a Hydreigon comes in, it's kind of annoying. He just U-turns around. Play rough's definitely the better play to make a big play. I think I'm gonna play rough. I'm gonna play rough. I'm gonna play rough. Don't Grass Knot me. This is a big play here. This is a big play. He switches. Go Hydreigon. Go Hydreigon. Go Hydreigon. Ghidorah. I don't know what that is. Go Hydreigon. Hit this play rough. Hit this play rough. Yes. Massive. Massive. Massive, baby. Massive. Massive predictions. Let's go. Hydreigon's gone. That's massive. Here comes Nago. What's that? It's the Poliswine. Okay. I know this thing's a problem. We're just gonna go, I think I go Lola and just click High Jump Kick at this point. Or I go Victini and just take an Earthquake. Kind of sack off my Victini here. Get Lola in for free. Is another option. I mean, I'm not really concerned. I think he Icicle Crashes. I'm gonna go Victini because at this point I really don't feel like I need my Victini, and I can get a big blue flare off on this thing if it works that way. If he kills me, that's fine. I'm not really concerned. He probably gets Rocks up. He's gonna actually Icicle Spear, so that could have been an opportunity to get my Lopunny in, but I'm not Megad, so it's all good. But this at least pressures him to keep him from hold on. I got rid of his Hydreigon. This at least pressures him, so he can't just sit here and Stealth Rock in front of me, so I'm just gonna Blue Flare. I don't know if I'm faster. There's a chance I'm actually faster. I am. That's amazing. I get a Blue Flare off, even with the Thunder Wave. And we're gonna knock him down all the way to that health. I lose some life orb health, and then he actually sets up his stealth rocks. Fine by me. Rocks aren't that big of a deal at this point in the match to me. I'm not even concerned because my Victini's already weakened. So I'm over to blue flare again. He doesn't have a switch into it. I don't need to glaciate. I just blue flare. Because if I could snag a burn on the ZyGuard if he switches, I don't even know if Ice Shard kills here. So this is massive. This is going incredibly well for me so far. He's at 45%. That puts him in most certainly range for Mimikyu now, which is huge. That's actually huge. So this is good. This is very good. And he can't take 2 Earthquakes now from Donphan. Also huge. He's gonna go for Ice Shard. I don't know if this kills, man. I don't know if this is gonna kill. Come on, hit this blue flare. Yes! Victini, you legend. And Victini actually goes down, which is phenomenal, because I get my Victini out of my way. Poliswine's gone. Hydreigon's gone. Victini's gone, that's fine. I don't need my Victini. I don't need it. Okay. I go Donphan 1,000,000% here, I think. Play rough. Yeah, I go Donphan 1,000,000% here. He has no more Earthquake switch-ins. I can Fire Fang the Scissor. We go Donphan all day. There's no reason to do anything else. Alright. I just gotta not lose to Bullet Punch Scissor. He's going Mitochondria. That's probably the this guy. Okay. As long as I have my Mimikyu, this thing is not a problem. I just go Play Rough 1,000,000%. Play Rough. I have Ice Shard as well. So I go Play Rough here 1,000,000%. It does a good chunk to him. Donphan against ZyGuard. He can't, if he's like a sub-coil set, he shouldn't be able to coil against me. He's gonna double switch. He goes probably into his Scissor. Here comes Safety. That's a Scissor. Okay, nice and shiny Scissor, that's fine. I'm gonna get a Play Rough off. Attack Drop would be phenomenal. We're just asking for all the hacks today. That does about 15%. Attack Drop would be great. No? Okay. Let's take a look at that Scissor. Regular Scissor. See if he's offensive or defensive. Did 15% to him. 100%. That's got some bulk, but not a ton. He's not super bulky. We're gonna Fire Fang here. All day. If he wants to U-turn, that's fine. I just want to get damage off on this thing to allow my Mimikyu to win this game. And we are setting ourselves up to have Mimikyu win this game if I can get Sticky Webs up. We are setting ourselves up for that. Here comes the Mega Evolution. The worst he does to me, I think, is Knockoff or Swords Dance or whatever. But he might just U-turn to try to pivot around and see if I have Fire Fang. He goes for Toxic. Fine by me. He's more of a bulky set, but I get a nice hefty Fire Fang off here. Just don't miss. Just don't miss, Rhesus. Don't miss. Nice. This has a chance to burn as well. Massive damage. I got the burn. Dude, I'm sorry, Vivid. I'm hacking you out right now. But I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm going for this. I'm going for this, man. Do I save Rhesus to this point and switch out into like F5 now that he's burned because he's not a threat anymore? And I could save Rhesus' health to be able to take on the ZyGuard. I think I go F5 actually. Because F5 has Heat Wave. The worst thing he does to me is go for a knockoff. I lose my AV, but I don't need my AV anymore. I'm going to go F5 here. Saving Donphan is really important because it allows me to beat the Zero Aura 1v1. And Ice Shard priority could be handy for the ZyGuard. So this is all good. Let's see if he roosts or if he is just going to try to attack me. He goes for the roost. That's fine. He knows he has to. I could have probably knocked him out there with a Fire Fang, but he might have thought that he could live it. I'm in a situation now where I could just Heat Wave, though. And we can knock this thing out. So I'm going to go for that. Yeah, I'm just going to go for Heat Wave. Because if ZyGuard comes in, I Icy Wind it. If Zero Aura comes in, that's fine. I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me. As long as I have Mimikyu with Mimikyu MZ, I'm not concerned. The Fire Fang might have been the better play to just keep the pressure on the Scissor. But now that the Scissor's burned, he's really not a huge threat. He's going to stay in. Heat Wave's going to connect. This should knock him out, I think. It does. Good stuff, Torn. Crit. I don't know if it mattered. Torn kills Scissor with Heat Wave. Perfecto. Alright. I'm curious, actually, if that mattered. Nah. Didn't matter. Here comes Zero Aura. Again, this thing is not really a problem at this point in the match. I'm pretty sure I just, I think I just let F5 go down. I don't really see why I need this thing anymore. There's really no reason to keep it. So I'm just going to stay in here. I'm just going to go for an Icy Wind or a knockoff. Probably an Icy Wind. Let's go for the Icy Wind. He goes for the Grass Knot. He's got to predict my Donphan now. He's in a situation where he has to start making predictions. And I can actually hit him with a nice little Icy Wind here. And that's going to slow him down. Pretty massive. That's big. Nice little speed drop there. I'm just gonna U-turn now, I think. Do I U-turn? Do I knock off? Try to get rid of his item. I mean, at this point, he's slow. I can Icy Wind again, get my Donphan in. Honestly, at this point, I win with Mimikyu if I just set up. So I think I just actually go for either another Icy Wind or a knockoff. I don't care if he kills me right here. Doesn't matter. Yeah, actually, if Mimikyu comes in and wins, I'm gonna Icy Wind again. He's gonna switch. He goes right into his Zygarde. He's gonna take an Icy Wind. Yeah, I'm sorry, Vivid. This game did probably not go the way you wanted it to. There was definitely some hacks there. Like, there was definitely some hacks, right? Like, those first couple turns, he missed the Thunder Wave on the Victini. He ended up hitting me anyway. He ended up getting a flinch on the Victini. You know, there's some things in there, right? There's some things in there, but still. He's lefties? Lefty Zygarde. Okay, well, I have this thing exactly designed to two-shot standard Zygarde, so I just Icy Wind again. He's gonna protect. He's trying to get a little health back. Okay. That's fine. He might live now. Honestly, I just Icy Wind. Like, I don't have to stress at all. He cannot set up because he can't Extreme Speed my Mimikyu. So this is where Icy Wind is so clutch. And I mentioned in the pregame, Icy Wind and Glaciate were two really clutch moves for me because they allowed me to slow his team down. He's got a couple Pokemon that can set up and be really fast, and I wanted to try to combat that. So Tornadus kills Zygarde with Icy Wind. Nice. And now he's got to go Zeraora here. Obviously his last Pokemon. He can obviously beat me now. I do not care if he Plasma Fists me. It makes zero difference to me at all. To be honest, it makes zero difference. I have no reason to do anything other than just click Icy Wind. Just let him knock me out. Differential at this point doesn't matter. It makes zero difference. There's no reason to save anything at this point as far as I'm concerned. I mean, obviously I can go Donphan and predict the Plasma Fists if I wanted to, but that's stupid. There's no reason to do that. We're just gonna Icy Wind here. It makes no difference. He's gonna Plasma Fist this time. That's fine. Zeraora kills Torn with Plasma Fist. I don't have to predict. And now all I gotta do is go Mimikyu and just Z-move him. That's it. Or I go Donphan, but Donphan always runs the risk of being crit. Z Play Rough here does enough to knock him out. Let's go for it. Go right into Mimikyu. And we just click Let's Snuggle Forever. I think the only way this goes poorly is if he flinches me somehow, but I don't think that's a thing. So we're gonna just do that, and then we're gonna Let's Snuggle Forever, and we get to watch Mimikyu give this Zeraora a nice hug. He's actually gonna taunt me, try to stop my my setup. So this is a taunt set. Interesting, he had taunt. He ran some different tech, man. He had taunt, Grass Knot, Plasma Fist, maybe close combat. He actually probably wouldn't have been able to beat my Lopunny, but Mimikyu is gonna seal the deal here. If this doesn't do it, I still have Shadow Sneak. I still have Ice Shard from Donphan, but this should knock him out. He would actually need a ton of bulk to be able to live this Let's Snuggle Forever. That's that, man. We're gonna take it. We're gonna move to the next round of the playoffs, baby. Vivid just messaged me and said body bag. I'm sorry, man. I'm going for that title, guys. I'm not kidding. I want to win this. Good games to my man Vivid. Sorry that you had to be on the other end of my onslaught this week, but you never know, man. Pokemon is a crazy game. Like I said, we definitely got some luck there at the beginning. Mimikyu's gonna seal the deal there. Mimikyu kills Zeraora with Let's Snuggle Forever. That's your thumbnail, baby, and that's how we're gonna wrap this up. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. We're gonna get a nice 4-0 win. Could have been a 5-0 if I wanted to play some games there with the Donphan at the end, but again, did not matter. Did not want to mess with a Calm Minding Zeraora. We just wanted to Icy Wind it, slow that thing down, and then ultimately pick up the W. So that works out, man. Again, show some love to my man Vivid in the description. You can check out his channel and watch his side of the battle. And thank you guys for watching this battle here. I don't know who we play next. I actually have no idea who's next. But we're gonna jump into prep for that. Get ready for that, and hopefully pick up a W next week as well as we continue our playoff run here in the APA. I'm going for that title, baby. I want it. I'm feeling it. Let's go. Shouts to my man Victini for holding it down today. Shouts to Tornadus getting a couple kills. Shouts to Donphan. That Donphan set was so phenomenal, dude, by the way. Earthquake, Play Rough, Ice Shard, and Fire Fang. We had a great strategy this week. A lot of prep went into it. Let's do it, man. I'm going for it. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.